Welcome to the live again. But I have a question because I was driving along after my appointment, headed to my next destination for the duration of most of my day. So I said, well, let me listen in again. And as I'm listening, I'm following the storyline and the details and certain names mentioning inside of the story about the events that went down from eventful characters that played a part in the pursuit of the takedown of R.Kelly. But I had a question when it reached to a certain part, because from up until that part prior to, I'm like, well, okay, I can see that happening. Okay, I'm following it. Okay, R.kelly did this. Okay, so and so did that. Okay, well, how can this be and this or that? And then the what's her name? The first girl that had the daddy that passed away. I am so terrible with names. Jeez, especially when I don't hear them day in and day out, I tend to forget them. But Lashonda or Shashwanda, whatever her name is. We talk about how the dad had the heart attack within a week and how she ended up with the unlimited EBT and the government coerced and they did that. Okay, I following that. I can see that. And she ended up with the 20 million and living over in California. So many different parts of this that end up developing this whole series of the surviving whatever the documentary pertaining to R. Kelly. So many parts, so much editing, and so on and so forth for that to happen. Okay, then I know after this, and of course there's going to be a part 2, a part 3, a part 4 on all of the other people and how they got involved and played their part. But this part right here just really kind of, I just have a question. I ain't gonna be long because I can't be long, but I just have a question. And I have to play this part because let me see what you said here, because I just have a question. And my question is pertaining to, well, why? I have a why question.
How did you get here if you're 16? Bubba, her ID says she 18. Hold on. But she didn't bring the ID.
Okay, so there. Now you have the mentioning of Bubba being involved more with that girl, right? And she got over to the mansion and was able to get in, and she was told a different age and had a fake ID. And Bubba was supposed to be in, allegedly, I guess, a friends with R. Kelly, his left hand and his right hand, and he's at the mansion and overseeing things or whatever, as Robert Kelly is out of town doing what he does, which is making money by singing. Okay. And what else happened here? So now we know Bubba knew exactly how old this girl was. Well, let's go.
Bubba was the steward of the house when R. Kelly wasn't there.
So R. Kelly leaves
He jumps
Bubba
the
as the steward of the house, meaning that there had to be some very closeness between those two. And also receiving possibly a paycheck for himself, because that is a position considered as a job. Okay, well, let's go. Hi, Harlem.
pause. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Hold
He
on.
comes to the house in
Okay.
Olympia Fields.
Okay.
Bubba lets her in,
Uh-huh.
shows her around the house.
Yep.
He lays on R.
Now,
Kelly bed.
with the story about her getting into the home, most of you guys can remember that there was another young lady that came out here and talked about, getting her getting the fake ID, and because she wanted to get in, there was a party, and she went with her, and she didn't like some things, or this was being done or said, and you can see this how it's operating. So she bailed out and, wanted to go back home. But she did talk about how, her climbed over the wall, got in, and all of that darn crazy crap, right? And at the time, the R. Kelly is not home. Okay, but Bubba is there. Bubba is there. Hold on.
At the time, R. Kelly had a white dog called 12 Play.
Irrelevant. They need
He
man.
takes a picture
Yeah.
of 12 Play in the bed.
Yeah.
Give the ideology or they give the thought that something else is going on and that Rob is there.
Now, be
This time Rob
honest.
is in Africa.
Oh, I'm hoping that he's not saying that she took the picture with the dog, laying across the bed, because the picture that was actually posted out here and seen amongst a lot of people, it was just her kind of laying flat-sided on the bed with a whole bunch of mirrors all up in the ceiling. So I guess people can take that, like, well, her story, true. Well, she was up in the home. She was this, she was that. And that was the perception that, a lot of people perceived out of that. And that is the displaying that she knew what was going to happen behind that when that picture dropped out here. But let's see.
She leaves, go to her uncle's house,
Uh-huh.
get some clothes, some shoes, and come back.
Let's stop right there, because that's part of my, a why question, because R. Kelly told that story himself as well as Jeronda tried to come out here and put on a showcasing that she had to find some way to try to escape. And keep in mind, because he stated, and it's on the record, I guess, out here, that R. Kelly was over in Africa, right? Okay. Now, one of my questions pertaining to that as well. As soon as that information dropped out here, it became defamation of character, right? That right there, just that story alone, and R. Kelly knowing that she had planted this story out here to do a damage control on him, I'm saying to myself, okay, she opened the door, R. Kelly, on allegedly lying on you. Why are you not filing a lawsuit? And trust me, it did not have to be with the girl McDavid. But let's move on, because I'm asking myself, like, what the fuck, why didn't you file a lawsuit on her ass from right there, from that beginning of knowing that this shit was this or that? But that's just me, okay? My opinion.
Makes up this elaborate scheme,
Uh-huh.
her and Bubba, to extort R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Now, extortion.
Bubba wanted to.
At what point did or did not R. Kelly realize that these two individuals are trying to extort me? At what point was R. Kelly going to stop that? Nip it in the bud? Now, I'm not sure, because I don't have that timeline to that. Of when did he cut Bubba off? When did he say, man, you got the bounce? Get on, what the hell's going on here? Who is this girl? What the hell you bringing this girl here up into my home for? And know what the hell's going on inside my home? Kind of like the Isley Brother, song when the old girl stayed out all night and R. Kelly was in the video. What the hell is going on in the sheets between our own, honey? But just wait a minute. Oh, it's about to be some shit. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Hold on.
At two place and everything.
Okay.
So they follow through. They go to Susan Loggins.
Susan Loggins.
Susan
Loggins, the attorney that allegedly Daryl McDavid was taking all of these people to, as far as having these particular type of complaints about placing R. Kelly at a scene or whatever, with doing these alleged things that people are talking about out here to Susan Logan, which was also, I believe, was supposed to attend a summons up into this trial, and then something went down about her mother, or she couldn't come, and she couldn't make it. I don't know if she was sick. But however, I'm not sure if she was summoned or to come from up underneath the defense attorneys to be a character witness for R. Kelly, or was she supposed to show up to be the character witness to testify against R. Kelly? I don't know. Okay, but she was on the list to come to trial, and she did not appear. But yet then we're talking about a previous attorney of R. Kelly, Daryl McDavid, who every female that came out crying about something goes to where they're taking these people to Susan Logan to do a behind the closed doors deals, which also leads me to my question, why? I'm just asking, because I'm just asking. And at that case, and I'm like, okay, I get it. We got R. Kelly come out, his 19-minute song and the other long song that he did about his life, right? And saying that, okay, I did not do these things, but yet then saying that he was told, okay, we got to settle these cases because these people are doing this, because we got to make this stuff go away. Something that was also said by Don Russell. Okay, I get that. Let's make all these cases go away, because you know what? You have the money to blow on all of this, right? But at the same time, I'm like, but you have the money to also blow on an attorney that is also not suggesting that you do just pay him off instead of, hey, sometimes showbiz is gonna have to stop, because these people out here are putting black tar on your name and trying to blacklist you or this or that. So now it's time to prepare to actually fight for what is R. Kelly's truth. That's just how I see it. It is what it is.
Machine in place. Goes to Daryl McDavid. They bypass R. Kelly, go to Daryl McDavid.
Why?
Daryl McDavid, Susan Loggins come up with this elaborate story.
Though? Why, Booker?
Robert
probably
why?
Why is it that they went past R. Kelly to go to Daryl McDavid, right? And we're talking about the Daryl McDavid that also joined hand in hand a little bit with R. Kelly's attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, and going over his case and all of this stuff. And there was also the attorney of the co-conspirators who got to walk free, right? So, and at some point, you got to turn on a light bulb, R. Kelly, and see that, well, okay, what the hell is Daryl McDavid doing? Because apparently he's been all over the place with saving these people, burning up your money, suing you his damn self for $1 million because he wasn't getting paid, and he's oversees the books and writes the checks according to, Bookham's content over here. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing, R. Kelly? What are we doing?
Cool with it. Asking Bubba, like, yo, you hear about this? And Bubba sliced it up.
Sliced it up. How does he slice it up, Bubba?
They paid Jeronda.
How does he slice it up? You mean that Bubba was intervening or having a conversation with R. Kelly? You have this Jeronda Pace coming back and forth with Bubba to lay low, chill, do all this shit in the house, right? And Bubba goes to R. Kelly to chop it up about what? To make it okay for a Jeronda Pace to be around the house. Well, make it okay that, but listen, man, she got this crazy ass story that some smashing done went on and blah blah blah, and now she's 16 and she's demanding or promising that she's gonna sue you and all that stuff. And R. Kelly light bulb didn't come on with it being said, one by you and many others, that Bubba was bringing her back and forth in the house. So R. Kelly didn't know that. R. Kelly didn't see that something was wrong with that. And trust me, this is no shade against R. Kelly. I'm just asking like these freaking goddamn questions when these content creators come out. Like, what? What?
But the signature is not a Robert Kelly.
Hi, Shannon.
Because Daryl McDavid handles the finances.
Okay.
He don't need Robert's signature.
Then why was it okay for Daryl McDavid to sign anything of issuing of a payoff or whatever to Jeronda Pace? Why did he do it? Why did he allow Daryl McDavid to do it? That's my question. Why? Why wasn't, if this was not the way that it's supposed to be, that immediately that R. Kelly should have had a problem with the Daryl McDavid? But I get it. This is his attorney. He's listening to the advice of his attorney. But somewhere in your inner spirit, you know like when something isn't right. So hide the truth, hide the truth of Daryl McDavid and Jeronda Pace. Let's cover all that up. And this is what they spit into R. Kelly, because you are a great celebrity. You can make this money back, and your fans and stuff are just looking for you. So what we need you to do is just stay focused on writing and getting your music out. We'll handle the rest of it. And all the time while he's doing that, like he has mentioned and other people has mentioned, I just know my music. But yet then all of these people are in the back, behind his face, behind his head and all this stuff, burning rubber on him, just burning him up. Okay, he never gets to see what his money looks like because people are overseeing that. He never gets to see who actually, owns a mansion, or who owns a car, who owns this, because he was all into his music. Okay.
I say go. That's why I'm having a hard problem now with this really being Robert Kelly's lawyer. And Robert is so eager and so quick to be manipulated that they promised Robert that it will get him out in 60 days.
So is it fair to say with that, according to a bunch of my whys question, right, that you pretty much answered that the reason why Mr. Kelly ended up in the situation that he's in, because he was so eager and easily manipulated? And that's a fair answer, I think. That's a fair answer. But it also takes you to accepting some of the accountability. And the accountability part of it is exactly what you stated, was that because he was so eager and to be manipulated. And it sucks. It really, really do sucks. It's sad. It's a very sad situation that landed Mr. Kelly, to face off with hundreds of people that did what they did to him. It does. It really sucks. It sucks that R. Kelly, this a celebrity of this status, right, did not have someone close in his freaking corner that had a vision, that can recognize 50,000 pythons creeping up behind you and you don't even hear them. It sucks. It really does sucks. But I think that because of his situation, that it could be fair to state that, you know what, Nobody. Nobody cared, regardless of how R. Kelly wanted to boast and don't do this and don't do that. That could have easily been exposed to as loud as it can go, right? As you have to accept getting fired, you know. But guess what? You're gonna bring it to his attention over and over and over and over and over. No, Mr. Kelly, not that person. No, 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 no. You got to do a person like that, but it was done allegedly, and a lot of people end up losing their jobs too behind that. And I get that. It's hard for a person in his situation and the level of his status to, with your mind going north, south, east, and west. Well, who the hell do I trust? What the hell do I do? I can see him being wired because he like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna do it my way.
And in the 60 days, thank y'all for joining me. How y'all doing? What up, Jace? Oh, on TikTok, how y'all doing? And in the 60 days, Robert was supposed to have been free. Now,
this is what they
I'm
promised
gonna pause
him.
right there because I'm going into.
This is what they promised him. In 60 days, he gonna be free. It takes more than 60 days to put a freaking case together to even get started. So when the 60 days was gonna happen? After he in and out of court for 745 days, like in 60 days. Who do you allow to make a promise to you like that? Who do you allow? You don't. Right then and there was another damn red ass flag. And like I say, I'm not trying to fault R. Kelly for this, but what I'm saying is, what point was R. Kelly light bulb going to turn on that he was being fed a bunch of BS? And when was he going to shut it down? When was he going to switch out very earlier on, before even a lawsuit probably came and dealing with a Susan Logan, that he was going to say, "I'll get the hell away from me"? What the hell is going on? When is it was going to be a whole playlist of lawsuits against all these people, starting with the Jeronda pace for the allegations that came out saying that he did what he did? He should have immediately fucked Daryl McDavid, went and found somebody else and opened up a goddamn lawsuit to shut that shit down. That's all I'm saying. And so it was a lot of mistakes had in this case to lead up to this case.
Something that I'm going to just yet. This is what Jeronda had to say. Hold on. Money as well. Robert would bring different girls home. Hold
When
on.
I went to Rob's house, I always felt like the chosen one. But then, after being there for
and you maintain. Hold on. Let's go here. The money as well.
Now, before you get
girls.
into that, I want to state this because I have not seen the facts or, the non-factual part about it. No arguments about it when, this is what I heard out here of Don Russell and some other people trying to have R. Kelly jump ahead to put his side out here before a lot of this went on. Nothing else came behind that because there was other confusion and other people that wants to say, no, you did it. No, you set him up and you set him up. So where is it? Somebody do a live. I want to see it because I don't know where. We know the reason probably why it stopped this documentary of R. Kelly trying to drop out here or some other people trying to get something gathered together with what his facts would have been against the surviving R. Kelly and all of the other documentary that came out or whatever. But had not, maybe the people would have been pointing that you did it. Just maybe he would have been able to put together his own documentary, whether if it was with a Don Russell or whatever. I mean, you had Don Russell sitting on here breaking down the whole thing about a Cheryl Mack. Was that true or was that not? Because the people that continue to talk, I actually hear you mentioning some of the same stuff that Don Russell was saying about a Cheryl Mack and all of these other people. You know, so it's just the confusion that is being done. It's just weird to me. But carry on.
That's just like me. And they were definitely younger than me. I couldn't talk to the girls he brought home. I noticed I had a certain amount of time with Robert than the other girls in the house. I couldn't talk to them until it was my time. I had to wait. I guess wait in my room until Rob was ready for me. Right? Watch this. Of course you're going to say
Now,
that the girls were younger
here's
than
what
you.
I think that could have superseded that allegations. Bookham, here's just what I think. And because we're talking about a mega superstar, we're talking about someone who has, you know, access to putting cameras and protecting themselves all around the building. But yet then nothing has came out to dispute that. You mean to tell me that there were no cameras rolling in or out, or what? Did Bubba disconnect them, or they were broken, or whatever? R.Kelly carried no cameras of anything to protect himself? That's just weird to me. It's weird. I'm a freaking mega superstar. I've seen all these freaking celebrity homes on TV that they show. You can look and see it's cameras there, it's cameras there, it's cameras everywhere. Nothing. He did nothing to protect himself for a situation to come about like this. Come on. I'm just saying.
Because y'all in the case. But let's listen. Let's pay close
When
attention.
I went to Rob's house, I always felt like the chosen one. But then, after being there for a while, I started seeing other girls around the house.
Hey, brothers, are we starting to see a theme here? The quote-unquote relationships always start to go downhill, not because of the treatment, but it's because the female starts to realize that they're not the only one. That's truly what upsets them, is the envy.
House. I'm in this room, I'm sitting on the bed, and I'm just waiting for Rob to give the next order, pretty much. When he opened the door, he walked in, and he saw me on my phone. And that's when he explained that I can't be on my cell phone. That started the rules. I had to give him an update about everything. Like, if I was about to brush my teeth, I had to let Rob know. If I wanted to take a shower, he had to know. And then when guys came around, I had to put my head down, or I had to turn and face the wall.
Well, once again, once he gave you those rules and you maintained the rapport, the relationship that you had, that meant that you tacitly
Now,
agreed to the
just
rule.
for the record, no, I do not own the rights to this video, right? I am just expressing and critiquing, you know, rebuttaling back to some things that are being played. But in case you don't notice this, I'm going to bring a notice to you, right? That video that is being played, because I know how he works, and it's, oh, I'm going to hit you with a copyright and blah, blah, blah. That video is not his video either. But just because we like to do this black on black bullshit and do this to others and to the other, he does not own the rights to the video that he is also playing to play and use in his content to make money or to bring awareness, whichever way you want to take it. That's how I'm putting it out there. But at the same time, out of what they like to do, be respectful or whatever, you know, this is his live, and I'm just rebutting to certain clips in this live that does not and should not have to warrant a freaking strike because you want to express your opinions off of what is being displayed. That's how, you know, but I know how he gets down, and it's dirty. But let's carry on, because I got about 5 minutes and I'm out of here, because at the ending of this, I definitely want to say my piece.
I have no problem with R. Kelly making sure that in a mansion that he owns, that he knows exactly what people are doing in his house.
Exactly.
You have no idea why people are in your house. They could be in your house to do you well. They could be in your house to do you harm.
Exactly.
When you're a celebrity, strange people going into your damn bathroom, you have no idea what they're doing. They could be planting drugs. They could be planting a gun in your bathroom, trying to set you up.
Exactly.
when you
Just like
disobey him or
how
you
it
question.
turned out at the very near ending with Jocelyn and Azarel up in that home having a fight. Just like with Azarel, people coming through there. What was the guy name that did the filming and stuff? All of these people are just flowing in and out of his home. Just like you can hear Azarel dad on the phone or whoever that was talking about it's underneath the cabinet, it's the phone, the other phone. How would he even know to say something like that? Like, who planted it there? Who put it there? But at the same time, like I say, we're talking about a celebrity who have damn show should have protected himself for all of that. And I get it. He couldn't do that at that moment because right now he's not there. He's incarcerated, right? But I mean, come on. Where's the closest friend to him? Where's the closest friend to him? I'm going to play this piece and say my piece, and I'm out.
Him consider breaking the rules.
So take your ass home.
I didn't see my friend Dominique in the house, but I knew Dominique was there because me and her used to always try to meet up in the house, and it never worked out.
That's the exact reason why R. Kelly established the protocols that he established regarding any female in his home having to ask him permission to use the bathroom or move around, because he knew that if he did not do that, mischief was going to ensue.
Now,
Rob always.
that's all I want to play on that. But I'm going to say this because this person here, Bookham, was also one of the constituents that was out here saying that he's been around for a very, very long time. He knows him. That's his guy. He's something's like a pop to him. And I have to ask him, you've been around for so long, you did this. So the reason that they put out here of some what was some of the people saying that, you couldn't address Mr. Kelly the way that you wanted to kind of kill some of the noise that was circulating around him, right? Because people were afraid. This is what the reason was that they were putting out here. People were afraid or did not, not so much probably afraid of losing their jobs, not getting paid. So, and the only people that I can, say because of looking inside from the outside of the people that were around were a bunch of people that was absolutely getting paid. They all had a job. The one was somebody had to answer the phone, somebody was doing this, somebody was getting clothes from this, somebody was doing that. Those people. So where was Bookham at, since he's been around all of these freaking years, and this is your guy and you help your guy? My question is, well, what is it that you tried to do to help R. Kelly see this whole corrupting vision that you allegedly was around, because you say you was around, that was apparently conjuring up to take him down? If you were there, then why isn't it that there's nothing out here for you intervening the bull crap or this alleged setup to Bubba? Why didn't you address Bubba? Why didn't you intervene on that? Why didn't you bring him some highlights and some awareness about Durham McDavid? Where's the shit about Susan Logan? Were you there to investigate to see what was going on there? Because allegedly, to me, you did position yourself as if you were some type of security guard or whatever, / son or whatever you want to be to R. Kelly. It's just the people that do so much freaking talking about this went down. And yeah, we can tell the story is very great, but when you come out here to try to connect yourself in a certain way to put the vision out here or the perception to people to perceive that, oh, you was with him, and all of this shit happened, then I'm sorry. There should be a problem also with the godson. What did you do to help him prevent it, other than coming out here talking about all of it? And that's the part that just, I get a little anal about it, and why I just stop talking about R. Kelly, because some of the people, when they get to talking, it's like, shut up. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that he's probably over there trying to do his due diligence of supporting R. Kelly. That's fine. But at the same time, not only can your words contradict you, your behavior can also put you in a place of contradicting overall. It is what it is, and I get that. He had the wrong people, he had the wrong friends, R. Kelly did, and the wrong managers, the wrong this, the wrong that, and shit happens. There's nothing else for people to do out here but to continue to point the fingers that it was this person, it was this person, this person. And I guarantee you that R. Kelly knew who was the wrong people. R. Kelly just did not know how to handle that situation because he get rid of one wrong one and another one wrong one come back. And he's thinking that this person is solid. He ended up in a very, very bad unfortunate situation because you do want to trust people. You do want to rock with people. You do want to help your people. But at sometimes you got to just start cutting them off. Not only that, you even had the validation, and it's all alleged, about his brother coming out here about the tape thing, stopping at the store, picking it up, and da-da-da-da. And R. Kelly didn't like the way we did this, so, he was only paying us $500 a week, and other people were getting way more. They were working for him. Well, that was clear. Okay, but then he fired us. He fired me and blah, blah, blah. Then all hell broke loose because of that situation. This is just insane. But I say that, and my last piece out here is that, all of the stories, all of this, it sounds so good and trying to put together all of the pieces of who did what and who did this. But as I said in my other video, I get it. Making, a dollar bill or two or whatever, it's all great to keep awareness out here and alive. But let's not put that on the back burner like this is not one of the reasons why you're going to continue to keep going over and over and over on this, right? Because when you are positioning yourself to really do something, you gonna make it do what it do. And as far as me looking inside this window out here, based on several people that likes to continue to recycle this and this or this or that, ain't got a damn pot to piss in to go help R. Kelly do a goddamn thing. And that's how I feel about it, and that's what I'm going to stand on it. If I was in a position to kind of do so, I would be out here talking my shit, flapping my wings, and also putting that goddamn $3 trillion down on the best goddamn attorneys and another for R. Kelly to be positioned correctly in a retrial for him. But I'm not. So that's why I refuse to just talk all my shit and argue about who said this and who said that. But I just heard this a little bit, Bookham's channel, and I just had a question about why. And basically, he kind of answered that question. But, there's plenty more. But at the same time, what good will it do? I like the awareness, don't get me wrong. I like in case some pieces have been missing for the puzzle, but, and I get it that, now he's got to go on because Drunken Larry's back out here doing what he's doing. And now there's a part 1, a part 2, a part 3, a part 4, a part 5, and all of it basically is just going to be finger pointing. It was him, he did it, he did it. But the crazy thing about it, the people such as Bookham, that's going to be doing this finger pointing all over again, and then that other channel over there, and y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Excluding, her, right? Bookham is not going to point his finger on some of the things that the public, that he put out in the public knows that where he played his part in that was not good for R. Kelly also. That's all I'm saying. Shabazz, thank you, boo. Y'all have a great day. Hey, happy Wednesday out here. But now I must go do my due diligence to keep my life going the way it's going. Have a good day, you guys. Peace out.